Just like Gmail, there are lots of things you can customize in your Google Calendar. You can set it up in lots of different ways. So we're going to want to go in and look at the settings real quick because there are a couple of things you're probably going to want to do. So again, to get into the settings, we find the gear. We can set the density just like we could in Gmail, making things more compact or more spread out. But we're going to go on down to the settings right here. When we click settings, it brings us into our general settings just like Gmail did. Language is already set. If you want to choose a different language, you can. Country is set. I don't think you want to change that. Time zone should already be set, but if you want, you can change it to a different time zone. The date format, if you are more comfortable having a European style date, you can change the date format. Time format, you can change it between 12 and 24-hour mode. Default meeting length, when you go to set up an appointment, it's going to automatically go to whatever time period you set here. So you can set that to whatever you think is going to be best for your particular meetings. And you can also, we'll scroll down a little more here, tell it what day of the week it's supposed to start on. Most people like to have a Sunday through Saturday calendar, but if you want to change it to a Monday through Sunday calendar, you can do that too. You'll probably want to turn on the work hours option. That'll limit your school calendar to showing you just the stuff that's going on in your school hours. If you want to change it so that will go later in the day because maybe you're at school later, that's cool. You can set it to be as late as you want. And you can turn off certain days because I don't really want to see Sundays and Saturdays on my schedule because I'm not teaching on Sundays and Saturdays. Maybe you do want to have it on. That's an option. Dimming past events means that they'll look a little less bright on your calendar. I don't like to dim recurring future events. I like to have those show up so that I can see that they are future recurring events. Showing the weekends, you can decide if you want them there or not. You can also decide on the default view. Now, personally, I like a month view when I go into my calendar. Some people prefer a 4-day view or a week-long view. You can decide what you like, but personally, I'm going with month. You can change the custom view to be whatever you want it to be. 5 days makes sense to me, then you would only have a Monday through Friday calendar. If you want, you can enter your location with a zip code or a city, and then if you want, you can tell it to show you the weather based on that location. You do not have to do either one of those things, but it's kind of cool that it will show you what the weather forecast is for the next couple of days. Showing events you've declined. Personally, I don't want to see events I've declined. That's why I declined them. Automatically add invitations. I'm going to say yes, but don't send reminders unless I've responded yes or maybe. That way I don't have stuff showing up on my calendar and I'm not getting reminded about it unless I've actually decided I want to go to that event. You could also, if you wanted, set up alternate calendars, but I'm going to suggest that you probably want to stick with our main calendar. You should also have keyboard shortcuts already turned on. That's a good thing. We're going to hit save. Now, instead of being in the day in the week view that I was when I started up, I'm now in a month view. It's got the weather forecast for the next few days set up for me. I can also come back to settings and go to labs, and what I want to do is enable hide morning and night because I don't need to see my 3 a.m. or 11 p.m. sections on my calendar when I do go into a close-up view. I want to turn on event attachments, which is already on for me, which is great. I don't care if I have any flare, so I'm going to skip flare. I want to be able to see a year view. I would like to be able to have a background image. I want to be able to see who's free or busy if they share a calendar with me. I want to be able to jump to different dates in the calendar so I can find stuff quickly instead of having to scroll there one at a time. I want to see when my next meeting is, and I really don't care about the world clock because I'm only teaching in Homedale. I hit save. It's going to save those settings, and now I've got this little pane on the side that shows me which people are free or busy, lets me jump to certain dates just by choosing them. I can see what's going on as far in the future as I want. Let's jump up to 2030. Jumps me right to that date, October 2030, 15th. There we go. And if I want to just see the whole year at a glance, I can click on 2013. There's the whole year at a glance. So to get back to my calendar, I click back to calendar. There I am. So those are some settings that you might want to choose on your calendar.